I was listening to the great Comicsgate debate about dinosaurs, evolution, the age of the Earth, and I just wanted to present my own, what I feel is conclusive proof about the age of the dinosaurs. Clearly, there was a Stegosaurus during World War II. And if I may be allowed to offer further evidence, I think the Hulk in his Hulkmobile may have played some part in the battle between the Axis and the Allied forces. I have to do this quick because I know you boy will probably cover this tomorrow. This Suicide Squad, I just soak in that cover. It's a comic about a bunch of angry lesbians of color who are pitted against bad blonde men because blonde men are bad. It's as if they don't know how rare blonde hair is, and it's almost as if they just want to make it absolutely clear who the bad people are. Kind of weird how the bad guy is always blonde or red hair. I can't imagine why they would... Oh, never mind. I guess it's just a coincidence. It's just random happenstance that occurs 99% of the time. So comics are 90% bought by men. I didn't say read, I said bought. There's a big difference. So what do you think the male customer base wants? If you guessed unattractive, man-hating, angry lesbians, then you could probably work in mainstream comics. Believe it or not, most men do not want to pay money to be condescended to. Being insulted is one thing, but paying $4 for the privilege of being insulted by idiots is something else. Harlequin used to be a fun character. She was a buxom sex pot, cute but kind of crazy. She had a lot of appeal for people because sex sells, and men like pretty girls. That's why girls make themselves as attractive as possible. It's not just human biology, it's something all animals do. So, making the female characters as ugly as possible is kind of a weird marketing ploy, especially when their alleged goals are to sell comics in exchange for money. You know, capitalism? However, comics are in a post-profit business model. What will sell to men and boys? Beautiful women. So what do we give them? Ugly ones. But why would they buy the comic then? Oh, well, they won't. But aren't you guys a business? No, see, that's where you're wrong. We're propagandists. We just don't want to sell to fascists. Looking at their sales figures, they aren't selling to anyone. This is why Comicsgate, in the long run, is probably the horse you want to bet on. That's why you see so many #1 issues. Collectors buy the first issue, and it peters out, gets canceled, and it gets rebooted, which is what will happen to this one also. So why did I make comics like this? Because it's a control issue and a propaganda issue. You got to remember that most of these people, these Mark Waid types, they are true believers. They are out of their freaking minds crazy. They are the ultimate San Francisco fart-sniffing liberals. They will step over a homeless man and tell him how privileged he is because of the color of his skin. Sorry, Mark Waid is an LA millionaire, not a San Francisco one. Same difference. Both places are full of douchebags. I know Mark Waid isn't on this comic, but really all the people are interchangeable. Keep in mind that if you don't agree with them 100%, then you're a monster. There is no nuance among comrades. That's why they always find a consensus on opinions before they take a public stand. They do this weird thing on social media when they're trying to feel each other out because they don't want to put their foot down. So they say things like, "How do we feel about this?" or "What are we feeling about this?" Where people on the right will just say their opinions and fight amongst the right nonstop. People on the left don't do that. It's really kind of spooky. It's a groupthink. It's like a hive mind, and it's the collective over the individual. Anyway. They also know that feelings are the only thing that matters, and that righteous indignation wins the argument. They're so terrified of being canceled, so they go out of their way to virtue signal that their position is further left than their comrades. It's why left-wing politics have kept moving further left. They have even been dragging the right-wing politics further left. Well, up until very recently, with the rise of the God Emperor Donald Trump. I can only thank God for the groypers and weaponized autism at 4chan. These autistic retards give me hope for the future. Though they might put me in the gas chamber because I am a trans lesbian woman of color. Maybe they can send me and my fellow degenerates to Australia. Nobody there will notice a bunch of freaks because they are usually too drunk. As you look through this comic, notice how ugly and angry everyone looks. They are desperate to avoid the male gaze, which they have done quite successfully. They are also avoiding the male customers. Oh, and of course it's white men bad and women act like men. There are no breasts or butts. For some reason, SGWs hate the female form. Whenever there's an opportunity to show boobs, the artist covers her chest with her arms or turns what should be a D cup into an A cup. Why do they hate titties so much? I'm more into the butts than boobs, but they don't even show butts. That's half of what people expect in comics, is butts, boobs, sex appeal. And, it's not just for the women. The guys are impossibly muscled, and they have impossible forms. This isn't just one-sided. You don't see men who look like this, and you don't see women who look like this, because it's a freaking comic book. Okay, she has her arms in front of her chest. What non-existent chest there is. Look at her face. Is that supposed to be a transgender? Pre-op transgender? Looks like that. Well, I can't say that dude's name, the guy on YouTube, but I better not say his name anymore. YouTube is getting kind of funny with their rules. Okay, this is supposed to be a sexy character. Oh, well, she doesn't have to be sexy. Yeah, but why not make her sexy? Oh, and this blonde guy, he's the bad guy because he's a blonde man. That's the sexy lead character with her arm covering up those A cups. Good going, guys. Angry and pissed off. Oh my God. Wow. They do that a couple times. This is one of the leads. Do I zoom in on this? Yeah, there it is. Now let's get this in shot. Why would you do this to a that's more like a caricature, not a character. Why would you do that to somebody? Why is everyone just pissed off and angry all the time? One thing I noticed about this comic book that I didn't quite understand, look how pissed off and angry they are, is who am I supposed to root for? These angry people? Are they the good guys? Are they the antiheroes? That looks like that, what's that basketball player's son? I forget that dude's name. Yeah, I know they're kind of anti-heroes or whatever you call that in the character, but I don't like any of these characters. This dude just got his eyeballs knocked out of his head. She hit him so hard with her metal fist because that I guess the Deca really kicked in. This is like what I would expect a racist caricature to look like. This is weird. This is a weird drawing. I wonder how many people looked at this and said, "What are you guys doing with this? Why is everyone so ugly and mean-spirited and just nobody wants to be in this comic?" Look at Harley. She doesn't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I didn't want to read it. If you paid $4 for this, you got ripped. These are lead characters? Why? Who's into this? This is a chick. In case you don't know, this is supposed to be a woman because she vaguely has some curvature to suggest breasts. Women don't look like this. If you're going to make a Hulk character, and okay, here's the thing. When the arm is laying down flat, the bicep is flat. The bicep and tricep work in opposition to each other. So when the arm is flat, you can bulge the tricep if you want, but the bicep has to lay flat. Because the bicep contracts, and if it's straight, there's no room for it to contract. This is just, come on. Artists should know this. I hate it when they make these kind of mistakes. Anyway, this comic is not really for anyone. Blonde man bad. The men are bad in general, and the blonde men are bad, definitely. They go through the characters, and if you notice anything about the characters, their characters you don't give a shit about. She's an Australian, heightened senses. Oh, hey, look, she has no tits. Sorry. She has no breasts. She has no titties. Is this a dude? The airy fairy? Able to talk to birds, not in a way that's useful? I don't even know if it's a dude or a chick. Kind of skinny, could be a chick. Some non-humans, and this is a female. She's born in Puerto Rico, strong, she's angry, she hates everyone, and she's a revolutionary. Because hashtag resist. Trump, am I right? If you'd like to guess how many issues this will go before it gets canceled, the winner will get this dinosaur mailed to them. If you can guess what your Deadpool is on this particular comic. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me where you stand on the evolution versus creation issue on did dinosaurs exist in the time of Suicide Squad? Did I say Deadpool? Whatever. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. I'll see you all next episode.